excited.
I know, come on in.
Gosh.
Come on. We have so much to do. We'll start with the puppies.
With Lily's puppies.
Yeah. Gonna have you sit in the whelping box. It's
These
gonna
are
be
Lily's
fun.
puppies. We're going to see them first.
Yeah, and then we'll see your
Then
puppy
we'll see
Rose.
Rose.
Okay. These guys are 4 weeks old and 3 days. They're about to have their very first breakfast.
Watch little tails. Little toes.
Yep, you're doing very well.
I'll tell the world, I'll sing the song. It's a better place since you came along. Since you came along. Your touch is sunlight through the trees. Your kisses are the ocean breeze. Everything's alright when you're with me. And you're my favorite thing. Oh, the love that you bring. Well, it feels like I've opened my eyes again, and the colors are golden and bright again. There's a song in my heart, I feel like I belong. It's a better place since you came along. It's a better place since you came along. I see the whole world in your eyes. It's like I've known you all my life. We just feel so right. So I pour my heart into your hands. It's like you really understand. You love the way I am. And you're my favorite thing. Oh, the happiness you bring. Well, it feels like I've opened my eyes again, and the colors are golden and bright again. And the sun paints the skies and the wind sings her song. It's a better place since you came along. It's a better place since you came along. Now I'm alright. Now I'm alright. Everything's alright. 'Cause it feels like I've opened my eyes again, and the colors are golden and bright again. There's a song in my heart, I feel like I belong. It's a better place since you came along. It's a better place since you came along.
So, Lily's in early labor. Yay! And this is her second litter, and she can't wait, right? Because you really like puppies, right? But they don't call it labor for nothing. This is real work she's doing, right? Yeah. She's having some contractions, and I'm just spending some time with her here in the whelping box to let her know she's not alone in this, right? North Star Lily delivered a lovely litter of 7 pups this summer. A 9th generation of a line we've been developing at North Star for 20 years. With a focus on soundness, along with a temperament conducive to working with children. It is not just nature or nurture that determines a pup's ultimate temperament, but an interaction between the two that matters most. Being in a confined area starts to kick up the fights a little more. But this is good socialization work to have me here because they're learning to respect me. I'm the breaker up of fights and I am the keeper of resources, right? At this age, it's not good to get the pups too excited, right? You hear the yeah, okay. That's the breathy exhalation. And basically it's a puppy giggle. That means let's play. They're really happy. I haven't been in the whelping box with them for about a week, so it's a treat for them. Maybe a little bit of a treat for me, but I'm working hard to make sure that they don't hurt me with their little teeth. And in fact, that's the name of the game. As these pups transition to their puppy raising homes and then begin to have visits with their children, we want to make sure that they don't use their little teeth, which are pretty sharp right now, right? Anyway, they're going to their puppy raising homes this week, next week, the week after. I try to go slow, reduce the trauma for them and for me. But this has been a really fun litter, a really peaceful litter. Well, all right, so I could stay with these babies all day, but their time with me is coming to a close. But we won't forget this time that we had together. We had a good time, right? Did we have fun? At North Star, we pay great attention to both the pups' nature as well as their nurture, and we begin to have visits with the children while their pups are still in the whelping box. Here we see John, who will be receiving one of these pups to help him both socially as well as emotionally. His parents, brother, and grandma came with him on many of his weekly visits to the pups. So cute. And along the way, we selected a pup for John named Finn, who had the right amount of confidence, social skills, and playfulness to become John's canine companion.
Quincy loves attention.
Very nice. Hold him for like a couple more seconds. Okay. And then say, okay, good.
Okay, good.
That's what you do. Snap, clap, make noises.
I don't know how to snap my fingers.
Have to work on that.
This is the noise I make. I kind of like that. I think it sounds like food. Sounds like eating to them.
Hey! Oh, hey! Hello, little guy.
This is Finn. All right, I'm going to be right back out, okay? I just got to... Yeah.
Hey, remember me?
Hey, yo, Finn. Hey, yo, Finn.
Make sure to pull your hand away if he starts to bite.
You are so soft. Oh my gosh.
But if he starts to struggle, you need to put him down.
Hey, you little guy. You are so cute. Aw.
Hey, you remember me? Hey, remember me?
Hey.
Hey! Oh, hey, little guy!
Say, yes, I do.
Hey, little guy!
I do, double. You're so happy, aren't you?
Make sure to boop his nose.
Boop his nose. Boop. Boop. Are you a boop boop boop?
He doesn't have toys anymore.
He likes you.
All right. So I've gone over it's puppy timeout, but it's not a timeout where I'm mad. It's a timeout where they just need to settle down a little and see how it's associative, right? So I just am always, Jonathan, you know one thing I do when I do this? I make sure that I'm relaxed. Because if I gave her a puppy timeout and I was all angry, she would know, right? Remember, she can smell our emotions? He would know. So when I pick him up, I'm always really relaxed. You want to try this? Give him a puppy time. Let's call it a time in, right? Yeah, good. So if he's being nippy or he's running around, that sort of reminds him, hey, let's settle down, little buddy. And so you need to be calm to calm him down, right? Yeah, look at this. He's got the football hold. I'm letting him carry a puppy. That's huge. But he's got a good hold.
Want me to put it down?
Yes, please. See how she wants to play with you? She's very playful. But this is the age where we try to distract them a little bit, and you can get your toy or your tennis ball. You know?
In the tennis ball for this maybe.
Well, you know, the thing is, she doesn't yet know the joy of tennis ball, but she will, or her toys. So,
She wanna lick it.
yeah. So I think this is Pony Boy.
Hello, pony boy. You are very large. You're a big doggy.
He's not the biggest boy.
Yeah, that's Cruz.
I'll join you. There you go. See, now you're interesting. Right, that's what you do. Here, I'll tell you what, why don't you let me take Tibbs?
I can hold on to one too if you want.
Oh, sure. Go ahead. John is now taking Finn, dressed in his adorable in-training vest, out and about town. Here they are at UConn, making friends with some students with the help of Finn and his sister Jasmine.
God, you're so handsome.
He's saying, take me away.
Oh, I will take it.
Yeah, I was just trying to like somehow often people was like
So now he fell.
they're like unreal hard. They are.
You say hello? This dog is like the best dog.
A boy and his pup making friends together on a sunny day may not seem like too big an accomplishment, but at North Star we are not ambitious. Our progress is measured by smiles received, memories made, and friendships formed.
What's his like job gonna be? Oh, he's gonna be like a therapy dog for me. He's being a therapy dog for me right now.
You can do it.
Rusty.
So here's Rusty.
Oh.
This is his teddy.
Daddy, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Oh, hey, Gabe, what are you doing?
Hey.
My youngest son, Gabe. Say hi, Gabe.
Hey, Gabe.
Oh, hi, Gabe. How are ya? Here we go. Where's Luke? Where's Luke? There he is. Say hi. This is Rusty. Hi. Hi, Luke. Yeah, he loves boys. He says this is fun.
Is he staying?
Yeah, Rusty's staying, yeah.
He's a nice boy, huh? Hey, in that bag there might be a Rusty toy. See in that big boy bag? Isn't that funny? He came up the stairs before, got one of his toys and brought it downstairs.
Is that a donut?
Yeah, that's Rusty's donut. That's Rusty's donut.
That's a donut toy.
Yeah, it's a donut toy for Rusty. Say thank you. I think I'll go downstairs and. Can we do that? Okay, come on, Rusty. Let's see if we can get Rusty to sit. Luke, can you tell Rusty to sit?
Sit,
Quit. Try that again.
sit, sit, sit.
Oh, I'm sorry. He thought you said kiss. Right? Did he kiss you? Oh, now he's sitting. See?
Luke was asking before he came, what do you think Rusty's afraid of?
I think Rusty's afraid of new things. And your house is brand new and you're brand new. So what we can do is we can tell Rusty it's all right and petting him when we say it is good.
So no
I'm
one's
going to make
nervous?
him happy.
Oh, okay.
Notion.
Oh, you're going to get rid of the notion of nervousness.
Make it simple.
Yeah, that would be good. Yep.
So we're going to
Yes, that's my old friend Karen Carpenter's song, and my son Dan's deft editing touch.
That's a very
I getcha. Yeah, no, I totally get what he's doing. He's very in touch with his emotions. He's also very aware of everything I'm saying to his mom. This is something we should all keep in mind when we're talking about children on the spectrum, even those who are nonverbal. So you're making him feel better? Is that what you're thinking?
The concept is, I think, means
Ending it, yeah.
ending it.
Ending the nervousness, bringing on the happiness.
Bring in the happy.
Let's bring in the happy. Yay! I know how to do that. I know how to do that with my puppies. Yeah.
Now we bring in the happiness.
We're bringing in the happy. Yay for bringing in the happy. We'll do a little happy dance. You like Danny, don't you? I like Danny too. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. Everybody's happy in this room.
I'm hungry.
Okay.
I want Oreos.
Great emotion makes me hungry too, so I can relate. This also gives us a chance to catch up with younger brother Gabe. And we found him in his room and received an invitation to see his favorite
Can
books.
Rusty see the book? They being good teacher.
And by the way, getting these two on the same literal page is fun to do, and it is easy to socialize a pup to be a great reading buddy. Luke does it. That's especially good. Look, he's looking. He's reading.
I think he's a curious George. Oh, that's right. George got a dog for his birthday.
Typically,
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, oh, look at that. Look at that. Well, it's your 6-month birthday almost, not 1 year. He's still a baby. He's just a baby, really. He's actually very young. He's probably like,
Is he still a kid?
he's definitely still a kid. No question about that. You're just my kid, right?
Yeah.
So they're all crashing. They're still very close. When the pups go to their puppy raising homes, when they go to their children, they will be a little bit sad. Their appetite will go down. They'll be just fine. But who they're missing is not necessarily Lily, who's been a little bit grumpy toward them lately because she's ready to move on. This is for Jonathan. Boop. I think that if they miss someone, and they will, when they leave North Star, it's each other. They're gonna miss their brothers and sisters. You know, they've been together for a long time. They've really learned a lot of things from each other. They've played, they've snuggled with each other. They've taken their naps together. Hi. So here we are at Vestal Middle School, and this is the school where North Star Oscar works with a boy named Hudson, and they've invited us to come and give a presentation about North Star's work. And we're here with Bethany, who is Hudson's mom, and Oscar. So Bethany, do you want to tell the story of how Oscar came to be?
Sure.
I think it goes back to your dad, right?
It does go back to my dad. Well, my dad always had a love for dogs, and growing up, my brother was very connected with his dogs. I immediately thought of my son, and I thought, he needs a big dog. Hudson needs a great friend. So I started doing a lot of research online, and of course came across North Star, and I knew it was immediate connection. And then I wrote my short little letter to you, and you reached out immediately, and that's when the journey began. It's close to 4 years, because this is the first dog that Vestal's ever had in the system. So anything that would help a student, you know, we started a nice assistant student program to work with the faculty and the 3 paraprofessionals that have been working with Oscar. So as a team, I think we've all done such a fantastic job. So I think he's transitioned beautifully. I think because we've taken really nice baby steps with everything and getting him acclimated with the school, you know, working together to figure out what classes Oscar can best support Hudson in.
Student Council has brought you together to hear an important message from the North Star Foundation. Patty Dobbs Gross founded the North Star Foundation where Oscar was placed. Please help me to welcome Patty and Dan.
Good morning. I want to start out by saying thank you, especially to the Student Council that put it together.
Collecting pocket change, the Student Council raised $300 to help North Star create another pairing, a gesture inspired by the middle school's own four-legged scholar.
We, from the start, have asked the families we serve to only fundraise half of true cost, and then we raise the other half.
Service dogs can cost $15,000, a pretty steep bill for both the families and the foundation. That is why students at the Vestal Middle School stepped in. Hudson's mom says Oscar's companionship has made all the difference to her son.
He said he just makes me so happy. And that's the most important thing, and that he has a really true best friend.
Let's give one more round of applause for Betsy and Dan.
Hello, we're here at Summit Academy, a very special school that has a very special member, North Star Ruby, and she works with the principal of Summit Academy, Ms. Padigan, and all the students. She's a bit of a mascot to the school, and they are being very generous and lending us Ruby to have a North Star litter so we can have more pups from her amazing line to serve more children with social emotional challenges. So I'm here to pick up Ruby, who is going to deliver her litter on New Year's Eve, according to the calendar. So it's ugly Christmas sweater day, and so here's my effort. So let's go in and join them with their ugly Christmas sweater day already in progress.
No, we're not letting you in.
I know why. Hi, how are you? Hi, your sweater is pretty. That's not fair. I got the memo. We're supposed to have ugly sweaters. But yeah, this is a little tight on you, huh? Ruby.
She's crying.
Yeah, I know. We're going to have a big adventure. It's going to be a big year for you.
So this is our adaptive PE program. We use martial arts as a PE class here instead of a regular competitive gym class. And it's a little more individualized, a little more developmental. It's very accessible for all of the kids, and we work on all kinds of skills in here, not just phys ed skills. They're working on social skills, they're working on self-control, personal space, executive functioning. It's really a holistic approach to PE. So that's kind of a different and cool thing about our school. So this is one of our middle school classes, and one thing that's different about middle school at Summit versus at a public school is that it's still a self-contained classroom. So we keep all the kids in one room, and this is why we get a lot of referrals at this age, because the switching classes in public school can be a little overwhelming for kids. So we kind of bring it back to one cozy classroom with teachers that know the kids really well, and it's set up in 3 small groups so they can still divide up into small groups for instruction, and there's a really cool space over here where they can take breaks.
You can ask a teacher to take a break if the time is appropriate. 3 minutes, and you can just relax in the break area. If the time is appropriate, you can just run some laps in the hall for 3 minutes as like a little pick-me-up almost.
Cool.
Yeah. Some people can also earn, if they do good behavior, they can sort of have a Ruby break. So basically just they can hang out with Ruby for a little bit, pet her, scratch her behind the ears. Of course, Ruby's gonna be going back for a little bit so she can have her puppies and raise them, which is pretty sad, to be honest, because I like saying hi to Ruby if I ever have the time.
And I'm going to help deliver her pups. Dan will be taking video and sending you videos so you won't miss her too much. You'll see the little pups, and then I'll bring her back in the spring. They think about 6 pups, but we won't know the gender of the pups, the sex of the pups, until they're born. But she's absolutely coming back, and she's already looking forward to that. I'll tell you all about her pups.
I like her little Mrs. Claus.
I love that.
outfit.
Yeah, do you like my ugly sweater? All right, well, thank you for your time. Thank you very much for explaining things to us.
The kids love her. We all enjoy her. We're gonna miss her, but we know she's in good hands.
She is so cute. Oh my god.
And exciting things are going to happen.
Yeah.
So Joshua earns to come see Ruby every day when he's having good behavior in class. He can get a Ruby break, and he comes down with a grown-up and a timer, and he will sit with Ruby for a few minutes. And he's been especially excited about these puppies, and he comes in to feel her belly every day and check and see how she's doing.
Do you communicate with Ruby in any way?
Yeah, I call her sometimes and she walks away.
Oh, okay. And how about doing things like this? That's a
Yeah.
form of communication, isn't it?
Yeah, and I also do this sometimes, I think.
But she likes that.
How much weeks is Ruby gonna be gone?
I think that she'll be gone 12 weeks. That's 3 months. So we're talking about, we're almost done with December, so we're talking about January, February, and March. Okay? And then it will be spring. So that's one way to look at it. She'll be your springtime arrival. Does that sound good?
Yeah, I bet they'll be adorable.
They will be adorable. Partnering them with children with autism. So that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah, that'll be really nice. You know, we all have emotions, we all have feelings, and then we have to try to deal with our feelings, right, and not have it affect our behavior. And if I'm feeling sad or I'm feeling kind of down, I hug my dog. It makes me feel better.
Yeah,
Do you do
sometimes
that?
I hug my dogs sometimes. Mostly because they're cute and I mostly snuggle with them.
Yeah, I'm a big snuggler too.
Yeah.
And it calms me down when I spend time snuggling. So because I know that, I have something to do if I'm feeling upset. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, sometimes.
Good. Sometimes like now. All right, so it's almost the end of 2017. It's Christmas Eve. And I've got Ruby here who will be delivering her letter on New Year's Eve, so we've got a little bit of time to go. But to close out the year, I thought I'd have a little treat for the children I serve who are always telling me that I talk with my hands, so I thought I would learn to talk with my hands and put them to good use to a Hall & Oates song, It Came Upon a Midnight Clear.
It came upon the midnight clear, the glorious song of all, from angels bending near the earth to touch their harps of gold. Peace on the earth, goodwill to men, from heaven's all gracious King. The world in solemn stillness lay to hear the angels sing. Ooh. With all the times of sin and strife, the world has suffered too long. Beneath the angel's voice has rolled 2,000 years of wrong, and men at war with man can hear the love songs that they bring. So stop your noise, you men of war, to hear the angels sing. Hear them singing out. Midnight, midnight, clear. Midnight, midnight, clear. Midnight, oh midnight, clear. The angels sing. Midnight, 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 midnight.
And at first I called him Johnny-come-lately, arriving as he did so late for the party. He was North Star Angel's 10th pup, in the 10th generation of a line developed for children with autism. And he was born breech, with a cleft in his palate and no protective cowl. And so I jostled him to life with a kiss and a warm towel, while Angel offered him a stiff tongue bath by way of baptism. And then we secured him a spot way at the back, where Angel kept her richest milk. And I cradled him then for his first nursing, with so many others to come. At first hard to convince the other puppies of their brother's plight, and of the fact that they would need to learn to share the wealth. But gradually they began to understand, and they grew very gentle with Johnny.
We're only waiting for this moment to arise.
And then came the morning where Johnny was the first to greet me, skittering like a crazy spider monkey while his siblings lumbered like baby seals. And I realized there was nothing tardy about him anymore. And I began to call him Tiny. But Tiny still had a problem, because he was, well, tiny. He needed some help to join in with his siblings to play their reindeer games. Luckily, we were already on it, with our early intervention program already well underway. And Tiny was met halfway by his brothers and sisters, who ended up understanding perfectly our language of love. In the months since Angel's pups were born, they have certainly enjoyed their time together, as well as with me. But they grew increasingly restless to learn about the world outside our front door. And so we began placing the pups into the homes of their children early, believing as we do in relationship-based kid-canine partnerships. Today we were in South Carolina with Brother Mac when we hit a bit of turbulence right before a baggage claim. But we cleaned up quick. We had to. We were on a mission. And if you think this journey was just about Mac and Jackson and I invite you to please think again.
I know. Are you crying? You know what he says? This is Mac. He says he's crying. Yeah, well, this is a happy tears, right?
We met some complete strangers in baggage claim who enlisted for service right there on the spot. There was an older brother and sister waiting on the home front with their kind dad, and they had all already signed up. And with our pups as role models, we try to comfort, to encourage, to cuddle up on cue, and to help typically developing people overcome their fear of differences. And we all came together to unite in defense of Jackson's right to grow up unbullied and free to be who he is, without our judgments.
And the dream that you did to, oh why can't well, I see
2 weeks later, we flew to Michigan to bring Mac's brother to a different boy who faced a different challenge.
Excited to see you. Yeah, we've got Cameron.
Special day, huh?
This is a special day.
Cameron was born on the autism spectrum. And like Jackson, he was now facing his share of struggles while growing up.
Look, we've got some nice toys. That's a nice duck. Yay!
Like Jackson's mom, Cameron's mom told me sad tales of the bullying Cameron has endured. let's give him a little bit of time just to get used to you. When he does this is a big compliment to you. Because when pups show you their belly, they're saying, I trust you. Right? Yeah, and he loves his toy. And by the way, about Mac's little mishap at baggage claim, this may just come with the territory when traveling with a young North Star pup. But you will never catch them making the mistake of walking right by a crying baby.
I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Compassion should remain the cornerstone of our society, even and especially in these troubled times. If there's one thing I've learned in my time at North Star's helm, it's that wherever you live, in the north, the south, on a farm, in the suburbs, or on a crowded city block, and no matter which side of the partisan divide you call home, we all love our children. And we should find our way back together on this dawning of 2020, from a place we all agree is sacred, the place we stand when we love our children. Yours, mine, and ours. "2020 ended up a year full of complicated surprises. And for us, they came in early January, when North Star Lily delivered just one female pup, a beautiful little girl we called Cleo. It was quite a different experience for me to raise a single healthy pup with no siblings. In some ways harder than handling a huge litter, because our pups are genetically primed to be so social. Because canine temperament ends up a product of nature interacting with nurture, Cleo's environment would play a strong role in her development. And so I created rich environments for her. I played fun games in whatever rooms we found ourselves in together. And I rustled up fun companions for her to round out our golden pack and be sure she realized her full potential, despite her lack of siblings. Differences are not always bad, just different. I found Cleo to be one of the smartest pups I've ever raised. By the end of our precious time together, she was dashing around the corner of rooms, catching herself well in time and melting into a solid sit right in front of me. And she caught snowflakes on her tongue like an actual child, and seeing all this made me know it was time to move this little puppy on. But first, I needed to partner her with someone special, someone who could meet all Cleo's unique needs for connection. Fortunately, I had just the boy in mind. Connor came to my attention through my old friends at Make-A-Wish. And Cleo was to be his one golden wish in a world that had let him down. Born medically fragile, Connor was already isolated, even before the rest of us, suffering surgery in a winter of discontent. And he waited much too long and way too patiently for Cleo, who also waited much too long for her boy. And when our plane slid right off the drawing board and smiles began to hide behind masks, before I could even spell pandemic, I decided to call in North Star's cavalry.
As if maybe someone could hear.
The Callahans were the first to respond, showing up just the way I knew they would. And after tent forts and midnight cuddles, adult-sized patience and kid-sized fun, they all gave Cleo a lift south. Meanwhile, Ron, Danny, and I kept busy doing double driving duty. to settle all Angel's pups before lockdown. And we settled Boris with Ace in Boston, just as smooth as silk. But hit a bit of choppy water with Enzo's new home in Somerville.
Take him off the leash.
Oh, I'm going to keep him on the leash for a little bit in the house.
When he's a baby like this, we want to keep the leash on him a little bit.
He's not a baby. He's almost as tall as the dishwasher.
He just wants to make sure that you understand he's here.
You can sit right here. Oh, yes. No. You can brush the hair off. You can literally brush off the hair.
Okay, we've got an impasse. We've got to figure this one out. So, this is Enzo's bed. He's used to laying.
Oh, I got him the smile.
Meanwhile, Cleo is on her third leg of her journey with my friends Gina and Dave, who did some pretty fun puppy finishing work and held a fast photo shoot before bringing her to a quiet rest stop just over the Pennsylvania line. And this is where Cleo finally met up with Connor, who then got to take her all the way home. And then, just like that, we were all locked down. With grocery store shelves suddenly wiped clean of toilet paper, and death tolls just beginning to rise exponentially.
If this virus spreads, but when.
And it was like being on the Titanic, approaching Greenland, slamming into trouble we didn't see coming. Some of us choosing to play ice hockey on the slippery deck, with others playing the violin just to keep the calm. And I say that we fill our lifeboats now with children. Because even before the pandemic, they were struggling. With 1 in 5 American children living in poverty, and 2.9 million cases of child abuse and neglect reported last year. And many of these children are suffering greatly now, kept apart from their beloved teachers, neighbors, and grandparents, the people that keep our fragile families together. Because it really does take a village. And we will not be the same when this pandemic is over. We will be better. We will pay closer attention to our own children's needs. And we will smile more at our neighbors' children and dig deeper for their kind care. We will be less cranky. We will be more aware of love.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I much more than I never knew. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful
Come on, Bear. Come on. It's a good boy. Go get it. Go get it. Come on. It's no big deal. No big deal. Come on. Let's go. Go get it. Go get it. Oh, you're so close.